Hello, League fans, and welcome back to the 2018 Academy League. We're gearing up for Game 2 of the afternoon. The match you've all been waiting for. It is Cloud9 versus CounterLogic Gaming. And Mark, I'll be honest here, it feels a little weird to be calling this Cloud9 an Academy team with the roster they are sporting today.
Yeah, ultimately this does feel like a temporary move to me. And if you assume that these players are going to eventually make their way back into the LCS,
Oh boy,
you want them to have a dominant performance down here in the Academy. They have more Worlds experience than the entire rest of the Academy League combined. And so you have some great talent to build on top of with that as well. You know, Shiro is returning after a pretty solid spring split, and Blabberfish is joining the team after getting scouted and drafted by C9 at the scouting grounds.
That he is, and Cloud9 certainly looking good right out of the gate with their victory over FlyQuest, who we just saw get a victory of their own, and right alongside their opponents of CLG, who earned their first game game win of the summer against TSM.
Yeah, and great to see CLG starting on the right foot after a pretty rocky split beginning last time around. They have pretty much the same pieces put together, and they made a solid run in the playoffs, or to the playoffs before falling just short. And this team had a lot of history together. They almost played 2 straight years before finally deciding to shake up the roster. They dropped Omar God. They picked up the former C9 Academy jungler Wiggly, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Wiggly can have against his replacement here in Blabber. And so I think it'll be a tough road for CLG against this kind of steroided up C9 Academy.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So that's enough chatting, though. Let's get into starting lineups. On the blue side, it will be CounterLogic Gaming. That means the top lane is Fallen Bandit. The jungle, as we said, now Wiggly. Mid lane, Tuesday. And the bot and support is Otto and Phil.
And selecting red side for this game, it is Cloud9 Academy. Top lane, Shiro, who had a big performance yesterday, actually carrying the LCS players. Blabber in the jungle, Jensen in the mid lane, Sneaky and Smoothie in the bot lane. It is a surprising lineup to see here on a Friday
Absolutely.
night.
But you know what? Test as well for the other teams here as C9 does their adjustments. This obviously makes the Academy team stronger, and that's going to have to make other Academy teams figure out how to beat this squad. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I think for a team that is trying to grow and learn more, this is a great time. I mean, you might get some scrims against the main C9 roster, but you probably won't get them, kind of taking it very seriously because it is a professional match. And so you get the most serious Jensen and Sneaky that you might have ever had the opportunity to play against us.
Well, we did have the Zoe Jensen yesterday, which is semi-serious. Sneaky Brand, not so much. Alistar Smoothie kind of fits in.
I mean, at this point, you can't really say what's serious and what's not. I mean, we just watched her swing in the bot lane, Mordekaiser,
This is true.
Aurelia jungle. So
Very true statement.
anything is serious at this point in the meta.
Well, there goes Aurelia and Lucian here. Both teams, as we said, 1-1 as you see at the top of the board for our second game of the day. Ornn and Who will be locked out here for Cloud9 Academy. 20 seconds left for their second ban.
Yeah, that Zoe pick is probably the most standard mid laner still in the game right now. She's been meta for a long time, and she is still kind of the only mage that you'll often see in the mid lane. Anything is possible. I mean, Karthus shows up and things like that, and so just knowing Jensen, he's probably not going to be doing many of the crazy power farming styles with Blabber, who they probably don't have a ton of built-in synergy anyway.
That's true. That's a really good point.
So he'll probably be sticking
Figure
more
things out to start.
working more towards the meta with his picks.
A final ban, Talia. Usually see that in one of the 3 or second phase first. And a final here, we have a lot of that mid lane focused, as well as what could be the bot, top, and jungle, and support. No, I'm just kidding. Final ban, 13 seconds on the side of Cloud9 Academy. Probably, I feel like they're just going to play more standard than not, but their brand thing is their thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Brand is he's been seen in the support position quite frequently. We even saw it in the collegiate championships just last weekend. It won a game on its own, and the CLG just right away picking it against him. They don't want to give Sneaky a chance to get it for himself, I guess.
Blocking in the brand, either fill it or auto it. It's going either way. Or maybe it's even Tuesdays.
Throw in the jungle, why not?
Who knows? Or jungle, what? Yeah, just hit that E.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Farm it all.
Anything plays anywhere. I mean, even Talia, that champion star becoming the most meta jungler, gets picked in the LCK, ends up going mid lane after, you kind of think.
But if it becomes meta and it loses in the LCK, nobody else plays it. Shiro locking in the Camille to start things off. Lulu's there, so we're definitely seeing a bit of a protect comp, but still an anywhere comp.
Yeah, exactly. I think Camille at this point, maybe its strongest position is actually the jungle. Unless you're getting a specific counter pick in the top lane, like against the Gnar or something, you most often see it in jungle. Lulu goes pretty much anywhere on the bot side of the map, even mid lane sometimes. It works very well with Camille at level 6. Camille goes in, locks someone down, and then you knock them back up, and we get the first Pyke I'm seeing.
I love it. Let's get Pyke in here and dirty the waters and see what happens.
It was funny when Pyke first came out. I played a lot of games with him. Thought he was kind of doo-doo because he's kind of useless in late game team fights. And stuff like that.
He is.
And
you hit one good stun and you're like, good luck, dudes.
Yeah, you have like 10-second
use
cooldowns.
That. Use that.
But we're in such a crazy snowball meta. His laning phase has always been fine. That like, if you're at 25 minutes anyways and you don't have a big lead, then the game didn't go your way anyways.
Yeah.
So he actually fits in this meta perfcally.
They knew what they were doing with this Pyke.
Yeah, they knew. They knew.
Champion specific for the meta. Alistar is going to be smoothie. Yeah, that is locked in. I couldn't tell you. That's the screen's distance. So we're in the second phase now. Down the way, he did lock it in. So kind of staying true to the Alistar pick. Feels fine on that. Obviously, make a big cow bigger. It's even better. Kennen gets taken away. Ooh, I would actually love to see that. And the Orianna.
I was going to say, Kennen is something that is pretty common in the bot lane right now. Sometimes at the support position, sometimes at the AD carry position. And Sneaky has been known to play the Kennen. And like we said about power spikes, Blade the Rune King Kennen is nothing to scoff at. So I guess that's why they're banning that one out.
It's good information. I'll make sure to never scoff. Hold scoff in this situation. There is the Singed as well taken out. Interesting. They just don't want a full tank team going against Fallen Bandit, having an easy, gassy lane to get himself to safety. 10 seconds left here for CLG Academy, and then we get our final picks of the game. And it's Riven. Oh, as expected. Shiro crushing on that yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. No surprise to see that one. The Singe, just one of the best top laners, I think, right now. Top lane as a whole is a lot of fighters, and Singe can kind of just get locked in, trying to ignore that laning phase. By going for that kind of dirty farm, lots of sustain, doesn't get chunked out super easily. And one of the few tanks you see in the top lane, Mundo and Ornn kind of being the other ones that you see right now, but Singed being a little bit more annoying than those two.
Yep. There's the Ezreal locked in for Sneaky. Looks like they're staying pretty orthodox in the picks.
I'd be interested to see the Draven. Lots of things still available.
Oh man, we saw the Heimer today. It was so good. It did so much damage against the melee comp, but you're not really up against the melee composition, so it's a Mundo.
Yep. Just like I was saying, one of the other tanks that you'll see in the top side right now, just got a couple buffs. I think his ultimate was the big one. Gets a lot more healing off that, so the Grievous Wounds doesn't quite completely destroy it and remove his ultimate basically from the game. So that's no surprise. And that will be a brand down the bot lane with that Syndra lock-in.
Yeah, interesting. I'm just thinking of how this kind of translates yesterday from CLG also playing champions they want to play, but knowing Sneaky played brand, playing a takeaway as well as getting bans to start off the game kind of thing.
And so with that, the flexing is now complete. The Camille, we were talking about how great it is up in the jungle, now all the way up to the top side. Nocturne comes in.
Nocturne.
Very similar strategy with Lulu. Ult in, you get the ult on top of you, CC them up so you can get that damage. The Pyke brand lane is what I'm really going to be interested in seeing. I personally did not enjoy playing Pyke into Alistar too much, and that's why you saw that counter pick come in. But with the brand being able to kind of blow anyone up pre-6, that might actually not be so bad. I don't think Alistar likes playing into brand when brand's in the support position. And now it's in the carry position. It
actually super depends on how they play the lane. If they can keep that minion wave kind of bunched up, then Brand can always walk around and just E you and Q you. And then you just can continuously pile on that damage, especially with a Pyke in the bot lane. That stun is forever. And it's going to be super annoying if CLG can hit one of those. Yep. Cloud9 Academy onto the Rift from the red side, CLG from the blue. As we start our second game of the day, let's see what'll happen here. Like we said, orthodox start here for Cloud9, and also huge if Chronologic Gaming can beat this composition of now Jensen, Sneaky, and Smoothie on the Academy roster to start things off.
Yeah, absolutely. You see C9 sticking more meta. You kind of made that point during the draft, and this is potentially one of the reasons you see them down here in Academy. If C9 and all these teams think that the meta is the crazier stuff, and these guys are kind of more set in their ways with what they've been playing for their whole careers, maybe they are struggling a little bit to adapt to the new meta. It's all speculative, of course, but it would make some sense that that's why Keith and Golden Glue, who are down to just learn crazy new stuff, are the ones who are seeing the LCS playtime.
Stopwatch starts. We got 2 on the side of CLG, 1 there for Jensen in the mid lane. Just kind of throwback for Jensen here. I remember when we used to play some Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu's been out of the mid lane meta for a little while now, but is back with all the low-range champions in the game. Lulu is fantastic, not only the polymorph, the AoE knock-up on her ultimate, enabling fighters in particular to kind of stay in the mix. So just a great support champion for the current meta.
I was always somebody as a support that was like, Lulu works, it just works. I'm gonna make it work because it feels so good to hit that right polymorph or the right shield or right speed up. But yeah, when sometimes you're like, oh, that feels good, but when it doesn't work, it ultimately is bad.
Yeah,
so it's great to see her back.
Yeah, it was definitely, even now it's not like a super strong pick.
For sure.
Bang played it in Korea 3 games in a row and didn't look like he was super comfortable on the champion. And it's definitely not the old lane Lulu it used to be that was just crazy getting solo kills. But Jensen does have the Ignite, so maybe we'll try to play it aggressive.
Seen a little pike down in this bot side. I'm actually really excited too because I feel like there's, well, can be quickly learned. There's a bit more to his Q, kind of faking teammate or your opponents out, holding it or not holding it. Exactly knowing when it turns into a longer range Q is actually huge as well.
Yeah, it was when the champion came out, like I said, I played a fair amount, but then I also watched Afro play, and some of the setups with how you combo your E's and Q's together, you can see that there's definitely a lot of mastery behind the champion.
For sure.
And the way you play it will probably be pretty different than what we see out of Phil here. Making sure to use your W well as well is pretty critical for the champion. You start getting those roams off on other people, and you can take over an early game pretty
Absolutely. For some reason, I thought you called him Phil for a second. Like,
oh, like PH?
PHIL? I was like, Phil over here. It's like, what?
He should name himself Autofill, and then it's less obvious.
That just means it's been too long. Haven't seen these names. Glad to be back in the caster seat. Blabber, gonna see. Yeah, there's Wiggly. Red buff, blue buff on. Good bite. Waits for the shield to go off. One last hit. Whoa, he's actually gonna be able to take him down right away. I thought he was getting out, but Wiggly comes up huge to start things off in the beginning.
Yeah, super well played.
What in the world?
By Wiggly, getting the better of his replacement. Woo! Solo kill, 3.5 minutes in the game. There's a roam by Phil. Gets spotted out, and just a really good job. It was surprising. There was the vision cone, so Blabber knew he was there. Just didn't think he would be camping in that brush regardless.
Oh, he totally missed the vision swipe.
He must have known it was. You gotta think he knew it was there. And then here, the auto attacks come in, channels the fear, and then flashes and breaks the fear himself. I understand you don't want to keep getting auto attack down, but you stop the fear from going. You need to wait for that fear to channel and then flash away so that you actually get the maximum distance. Because that doesn't happen, the pillar comes out after the flash. He's still in range, gets auto attacked down by Wiggly, who didn't even need to flash to do that.
Oh, and look at this Blabber as well. Goes to the top side, thinking Wiggly spent that time. Does get the timer on Gromp. Very nicely done there. Huge plus. And thumbs up for Blabber on that one. I thought he was going to actually have to leave and just maybe head towards Fallen Bandit. But gets himself smart from that start that Wiggly had on blue. Little damage. Oh, the stun came through as he went to headbutt. Oh, how unfortunate for Smoothie and awesome for CLG.
And you got to give a tip of the cap to Phil there, knowing that that was the escape path that he wanted to take. Sent
absolutely.
The E through there. So maybe Smoothie could have waited a second longer and then taken the headbutt. Got a little antsy and gets punished for it as a result.
Oh, beautiful vision play from the spectator.
That looked like my pike. You stand there, not moving with the spear.
Free damage.
I'm gonna throw this, and then you whip it.
It's like you're trying to fake them out by faking yourself out. You're like, where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go? I don't even know. We'll see this one more time.
Yeah, this is definitely not my pike. Really smart E, tries to get Smoothie, but at the same time also cuts off the escape path. Ooh. And Smoothie just goes in there. And there's that brand damage we were talking about, you know, why Alistar doesn't really like playing into support. Brand can get poked out, chunked out, and blown up. And when it's a actual carry brand in the bot lane, even scarier.
To this top side of the map, Shiro nicely farming at 70% down the lane. Can draw a little bit of pressure from Wiggly, but I'm sure that's what he wants to do right now. Slow Wiggly down, take that pressure off the bot side of the map, and keep Fallen Bandit pushed in here.
I mean, if you look at the side of CLG Academy, they really don't have any defensive tools. So if Shiro can get going, basically no one's going to be there to protect Auto or Tuesday and things like that. And on the flip side, you have Jensen on the Lulu. So while that death sucks for C9 Academy, and with their bot laner and their jungler going down. Their comp is one of the comps I think should still play pretty well. We talk about utility and how there's usually not that much. Once again here, C9 has more of it. Well, last time the utility comp lost.
Yeah, this is true. So much assist. I like that from Phil. They said, yeah, there was a back from Sneaky and Smoothie. You could be in dangerous territory real quick. He backs, makes sure that it is just Sneaky and Smoothie heading back to lane. Wiggly gets out safe with more harass to Blabber's jungle. Remember, Blabber did get that Gromp on the top side, but could be losing a bit more.
Yep, going down, transition that pressure into a bot lane dive here.
Oof. You just get back to lane and you get attacked. Tuesday's here as well. And they're taking down Smoothie immediately after
the TP
respawn.
in.
TP in. Shiro wanted that, but Fallen Bandit says, I am chasing as well. This could be turning into that Mountain Drake as well after the fight happens. Just 7 minutes in and everybody on the bot side except for Jensen.
Looked like CLGA Academy wasn't aware that that bot lane TP was even coming in. Definitely surprised me. They were focusing more down on Smoothie and Sneaky, and the TP completed. Doesn't actually get them anything. They still lose their turret, so CLGA Academy getting a monster lead, and this is why, you know, maybe Pyke's not the best team fighter. Who cares? 7.5 minutes in the game, bot lane turret broken, 2K gold lead already. He's got the Moby boots completed, has water walking with his W. He can fly around the map.
Absolutely crazy. I love seeing the usage beginning of the game, but can they keep it up? We'll see this attack here, and CLG has been invading this side of the jungle quite a bit, so with all the knowledge they have, why not go in?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you had the jungle win with the kill. Their bot lane got a kill. Continued to punish the weak side of the map. Syndra also hit 6. Fallen Bandit followed that TP. Make sure they could secure that turret. And now you have all these, you know, decently scaling champions with Nocturne who wants 6 before making his plays. CLG Academy just kicked the game off too fast for that to even get to that point.
Jensen with defense as well. Merc tries to start him off so he can just kind of spit utility to the rest of the team. That's his job. He can stay alive and not crowd controlled. He can keep people alive. Farm for the bot, 66 to 70. Yeah, I guess we don't have anybody super farming, so we can kind of line the farm up still.
Yep, it's one of those things where you wonder if observers will start moving people around in the display down there. And this time around, you see C9 just not looking good, looking at their inventories. A tier for the Ezreal, like you said already, the Merc threads for Lulu. Blabber not quite onto his jungle upgrade yet. No boots either, so not even moving too quickly around the map.
And for C9, this in any position, regular game or an odd game where you have crazy champions, I think at this point they're kind of like, breather moment. Don't allow these fights to happen, but I'm a liar. No, they say no breather moment. They go right in. Blabber wants to fight. They could be taking down one. And yes, they take down Otto, making me eat crow. C9 engages immediately, thinking that's the way to go through. Fallen Bandit knows he has a fight on the top side. Grand Challenge is entered, and Fallen Bandit exits as the only survivor.
All the people skirmishing down the bot side there allows the Mundo to go aggressive. And despite losing their member, CLG are still able to kind of skirmish them and push them back. So they keep the pressure up despite losing the Brand. A little bit of miscommunication, it looked like, as Brand popped his stopwatch as the stun came in from the Pyke. So a little bit of, not quite layered CC, but layering your DPS downtime, right? So you already stopped the Nocturne from auto-attacking. You don't need to go into stopwatch. Might not have been able to win the skirmish either way. I'm not sure if his ultimate was up, but Otto did not get it off in that situation. I don't even know if people were close enough to get it off.
Sometimes you do the one hit on the kill. We'll see right here. Looks like he's pretty lonely.
Yep, and he just kind of shoots over top. The E comes in right as a stopwatch, so you see he's stunned. The pullback by Blabber also didn't get too much off of it. Kind of was trying to set the Syndra up, but Lulu, there's that support we were talking about, able to keep the Nocturne alive. And with all that fighting going down the bot side, Shiro's really pushed up and maybe not quite ready for the all-in threat that Fallen Bandit's bringing on that Mundo.
Ooh, that ult. A little better. I think Shiro might be able to cut through the old one, but we'll never know.
Yeah, it's a pretty scary thing that his E auto attack reset on the steroid, the Q damage. Mundo is no joke when he's able to get a little ahead.
Yeah, it hurts. Hurts a lot. Pieces for Sneaky here as he starts to get things together. And a Mountain Drake going over to CLG Academy to start things off. having a decent game versus TSM to start things off yesterday. CLG with that victory, they're looking pretty good to start here against Cloud9.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how they ended their season last split up, kind of on an upward trend,
Yeah,
just like the main roster. It was very much mirrored down in Academy. Also like their main roster, came up a little short, but there's only 4 spots. Change now in summer. And so hopefully they're able to secure one of those playoff positions this time around, and good week 1 thus far.
Ults are up now for Cloud9 Academy. We saw as that level 6 hit for Blabber, and he was in immediately. See if it might happen again. He's gonna back, get a few more items under his belt. Maybe a little bit of movement. Oh no, he stays. He feels like there's gonna be something bot lane, and it looks like Sneaky and Smoothie want to continue to push the turret. They just got vision on Blabber.
And maybe setting up a dive here down the bot side after Mundo shows himself, but that ward did spot out the Nocturne. So Mundo, Fallen Bandit, playing that one safe, but still kind of losing his turret.
Tuesday mid feels comfortable that the team's getting Rift Herald, and they're gonna stop that actually to save Tuesday. Fallen Bandit teleports in from the bot, so they lose turret. Do they keep Rift Herald damage? I think they're gonna be able to snag it.
Yeah, so nice play by C9 overall. And their 2 power points, they had vacated the top side of the map, able to take the bot lane turret and force out some defensive tools by CLG Academy. Tuesday losing his stopwatch there is pretty important for these engaging champions of the Camille and Nocturne. Whenever people have stopwatch, it becomes a lot more difficult, but now both backline members of CLG Academy's comp does not have those. And like we said, there's not many champions in that comp that can provide defense.
Sweet. Pike back. And Wiggly's going to hold mid here as minions come in a bit for Tuesday to back. So things resetting on both sides of the map. 4-1. CLG hasn't been able to grab too much of a lead with that, as both teams have been able to knock down some structures and grab a bit of that global.
Absolutely. And C9 needs to get some more vision out on the map. There's a ton of wards for CLG. It's going to make it easy to spot those Nocturne plays from coming in.
That's a really good point. You always have to place him a little deeper. Make sure you see him from anywhere on the map. Top side is covered for that. If the duo of Otto and Phil need to push up a little bit more, they're matched up for a Sneaky Smoothie now as we swap the map around. Maybe something will happen here after Wiggly gets his red. All resources are gained and set up. See what these teams have in order.
We'll see. Now if they're down there. Last time the bot lanes were matched, it was not very good for C9.
Nope. Rift mid.
No minion wave behind it though, so we'll get 1 charge off, but I assume C9 will be able to kind of clear it out after that. Gotta get the eye hit though. There it is.
Nicely done. Looks like they're... It's kind of like a lull in the game in that moment where you're either waiting for a dragon or something. Remember we had that? Now you have Shelly. You inject Shelly wherever you want in the game, or you inject yourself as Blabber. Nocturne goes in. It looks like Tuesday's gonna be able to keep himself alive as Blabber went down immediately. What a shove by Tuesday to stop Shiro. Sneaky, Jensen, and Smoothie all retreating to the bases. CLG come up huge.
Just a slight bit of miscoordination on the side of C9. Shiro was behind Blabber on the play, so they didn't combo their damage onto Tuesday. Woo. He's able to stay alive. The Lulu ult came in, but it was not enough to keep him up. And then, like you said, that monstrous pushback to keep the Camille from being able to ult him allowed Tuesday.
Let's see this again.
So Tuesday's the focus. There's that ult coming in. No Shiro yet, and so by the time he gets there, 1 man already down. Shiro comes in, the stun gets flashed out, doesn't ult immediately, and gets pushed back far away. And there, oh, his ult wasn't even up yet, actually.
Yeah.
So just probably an overforce on the side of C9 then, if you don't even have your ultimate available.
Those, as you saw, we saw, I should say, the intentions of the player, you're like, oh, that ult's up. He's going in, he stopped that. But then you see it, and now we say, wait a minute, why?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, the turret's going down. I don't think handing over 2 kills because your cooldowns are up is going to make that better. So just some mistiming there. Who knows? You know, it's one of those situations. Did Shiro say, I don't have ult, let's not fight?
For sure.
It's hard to know exactly why that decision happened. At the end of the day, C9 give up some more kills. 6-1 now. Gold leading.
It's also not your only in. Blabber is very, very squishy to be going in first. You have Smoothie there still. Make him headbutt and cause the chaos. Then you insert Shiro. Then you insert Blabber. People are looking at different things for at least another second.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many other things that we see Phil using that.
Oop.
Pike W was able to get out.
Yep.
You know, another thing, like Nocturnes, ult makes people blind, right?
Yeah, so you're in there. That's true.
There's a 5-man siege in the mid lane. You're not really cutting off anyone's knowledge of what's happening. And so...
Who's he on?
It's like, oh, we see that he's on Syndra. You saw a very coordinated attempt to peel the Syndra there. And it's one of those things, you know, you're behind the game. I understand you want to try and stop your turrets from going down, but it's not quite the right time to go for it.
It's the moment, too. It's when the turret... I fought for this for so long. It can't go down now. Let's fight when the turret's about to fall. You're like, why? Everybody does it.
It's a
Everybody does it.
It's a very human thing.
Absolutely.
It's not even just, you know, in League of Legends. I don't want to give this up.
Can't fault him for it. 6-1 as we move up on 17 minutes in the game, and CLGA Gaming have been able to push that lead. Now 3,000 gold in their favor. And we're getting a heck of a lot of important Drakes coming up in these games. Infernals to Mountains last game, and only Mountains so far here in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, Mountains are great for CLG Academy's comp. You have the percent damage, percent max health damage from the Mundo Q, as well as auto being able to burn down neutral objectives with that burn on Brand. When support Brand first made his debut, one of the things that surprised a lot of people with that champion was how good he is at securing neutral objectives.
Man, the passives.
Oh yeah, you had double 20% true damage on top of that. Baron coming up in 3 minutes. That's going to be pretty quick for CLG to take.
Love it. Get the next Mountain Drake and go.
Oh,
so another one on. Should be. So that means no more Mountain Drakes can spawn throughout this game. 3 of only one kind. Looks like top lane will be pushed down by C9. They shouldn't get too much retaliation here. Easy Drake grab does allow the map to be free on the top side. And it looks like they'll slow going, but give Sneaky some solo gold.
One thing to note, CLG Academy's comp is pretty magic damage focused. But what's cool with the new meta is when you don't have as many tanks in the game, when the games don't go as late, it's not a huge deal to end up with a pretty flat damage type. Like everyone's magic damage. It doesn't matter as much because there's not 3 people building adaptive helms and things like that. Like you might have a Hex Drinker pop up, but that's nothing you can't chew through really. So with the way the meta is right now, worrying about damage composition is not as big of a concern.
It's not like, oh, they're just going to build a bunch of Spirit Massages and then we're screwed. Yeah,
exactly. If you took CLG's comp in terms of the tanks that it has and put it up against all magic damage, yeah, okay, Mundo building 3 MR items is scary.
Hit me more.
Yeah, that's scary. But, you know, on this side, you know, what's Shiro really going to build? What's Blabberg really going to build? There's not much for them. Merc Treads and a Hex Drinker most likely.
And we even see that from Jensen as well. Keep the Death Burst from Tuesday coming in. And then towards his items, hopefully you can start providing a little bit more impact with those shields and heals. Top side take down the minions with a True Shot Barrage. 177 to 143, so while Sneaky's above, the front end damage that Auto has loaded up right now is a little more impactful. Such a scary brand.
Got the double penetration items. This is kind of the build now. Usually, in the past, people would go the Sork Shoes and start building into Leandries for that.
Yeah.
Now you go the Oblivion Orb and it's the Morellos, but went for the Zanyas for extra survivability from all that dive that's going to be coming in. Brand's a great champion for that. You just kind of press all the buttons on your keyboard, drop all your damage, and you don't need to stay around to watch the fireworks.
I do miss Leandries being a part of his kit because of his Ablaze, passive and the burn.
Back when you had Deathfire Touch 2, you just like, you hit someone with one ability, and the burn did so much.
You know what we should do? We should add every patch to our client. So when you log in, it's a drop-down box, so you just click a patch and scroll down and be like, I want to play on patch X. You log in.
You go back to
probably nobody
awful meta. No one's on that patch.
No one's playing it.
Where's the Ardent patch? Dude, I love the Ardent Sensor. Why is no one in this meta?
I never want to leave. Oh, that would be a terrible idea.
And that was why Riv was not allowed on the live campus.
Let's see where we're going here. Cloud9 and CLG Academy both kind of fizzling out for what's been happening over the past few minutes. We saw Sneaky just take down top turret, which opened up the map slightly, but it's kind of being a hover around Baron vision right now. Both want to tempt each other into it, but nobody's brave enough to start it.
Yeah, I think both teams are doing a pretty good job of controlling their losses. I mean, that one mid lane play by C9, maybe you look at that as a mistake, but they've done a good job grabbing other turrets in the side lanes to keep that global gold relatively close. 2K gold lead at 20 minutes in this meta is nothing compared to what we're used to seeing.
Oh, yeah.
You see 5, 10K gold leads at 20 minutes with how these skirmishes break sometimes. So a good job by C9 stabilizing. Just can they find their way actually back into the game from here?
That is the question. A bit of time. Considering the average time of recent games, they don't have too much.
Yeah, you
Maybe
think this game should end in 6 minutes.
Maybe they can extend it.
It's also interesting to see the Lulu build for me. You know, with all that defensive focus, you sometimes see
I love the Sheen.
the Ardent Sensor, some things like
yeah.
that. The Athene's Unholy Grail. You see some items like that, but he's actually going for the damage Lulu. You go the Luden's Echo plus the orange item. Can't think of the name. Auto attack, increased magic damage. Lich Bane.
Oh, Lich Bane.
Oh my god, I can't believe I couldn't remember.
I was like,
that.
Rage Blade? She doesn't build Rage Blade.
Oh yeah, Lich Bane, excuse me. So much more damage focus here. I'm a little unsure if that's the right way to go because there are different builds in the meta, but with 2 diving champions, is your job to just support them or is it your job to do damage? It's a little hard to say. On the one hand, you have more autonomy to make plays. On the other hand, it might not be the best synergy for your comp. But no surprise to see Jensen of all people going to damage.
Hussa! So how quick can they take down the Mundo? How long does it take for the other team to do things? Now the front end damage is gone. He's going to be able to kill one. Shiro's not looking good. His ult's going to wear off though, and Shiro's got to be careful. Holy crap! A 2v1 from Fallen Bandit.
Huge play by Mundo, and with that, his team's able to start up the Baron buff. There's no smite on the other team. There's no teleports come in. Mundo's going to go back to base and TP into this Baron to probably the front line to try and melt this one down.
So this is another one of those things where I kind of left it up to the players to be like, they're waiting for the kill. They're getting the kill. But they're not. They should have turned around much earlier, seeing the damage they were already doing. Baron grabbed by Counter Logic Gaming Academy, and why is Cloud9 still in range? Sneaky goes down, and top turret will fall soon after.
We talk about how fast these games end. This is another one of them. They grab the double kill in the bot lane, Fallen Bandit. Huge plays on Mundo. His team gets the Baron, and now they're starting to mow down these turrets. The goal lead ballooning up to 5,000 instantly.
You have to consider that's a fight you can't win after the first few abilities that you attack. That's when you're like, oh shit, we made the wrong decision. We need to leave.
It's hard because, I mean, like, you're front-loaded, right? You're mostly front-loaded with the Nocturne damage coming in. And at this point, you get him down to half HP, and you're all...
It looks so good!
It looks pretty good. You get the true damage burst, but now you're in trouble. But you're stuck in this long lane. You don't have the way out. You just burn your defensive tools. Oh you're committed. You got to fight it out, and they just can't do it. Mundo, at that point, had Ninja Tabby Sunfire Cape. You know, you think that's not the most armor in the world, but with the no way of cutting his healing regen, no one had a way to apply grievous wounds, no ignites, no anything.
That's a huge point.
That's the problem with trying to go in on the tankiest member of CLG Academy there.
Just healing up. Almost.
Oh, double flash.
Whew. Phil really putting in work right now as he gets the team of Cloud9 Academy scared and running. Baron now to the bot side. Remember, top just got hit. Now they're working coast to coast on the other side of the map as CLG starts to push on the inhibitor turrets. It was just at 22 minutes we said this could be 6 more minutes, and it might just be that. The timer is on. Smoothie could be going down now. That's the double kill coming in for CLG, and they're looking for a third. Sneaky's in the eyes. He's in range, and the final touches come through from Fallen Bandit. No, he just gets back onto the fountain. Blabber could be going down here as Wiggly's under the turret. They have to focus and make sure they're doing the right damage. Otto is the only one doing just that to take down these damn inhibitors. And CLG make their way into the base. Mark, it wasn't even close to 6 minutes necessary from the time we said CLG needed to win. CLG take down the Nexus. CLG take down Cloud9 Academy.
Oh my god, a huge explosion in this game, and 3 minutes later, it is over. CLG 2-0 on the weekend, taking down the LCS, former LCS starters for C9.
You have to be kidding me.
That is insane. They show that they have a great understanding of the meta. They picked the brand support that Sneaky took yesterday in the first rotation, and everything else just worked out for them.
Into a standard comp.
Yeah.
Into a composition that they would have been able to farm, they would have able to make happen. There were a few instances at the end there where we did see Blabber and Shiro going on Fallen Bandit. That's a mistake. Maybe that actually wasn't communicated to the rest of the team, and Jensen or them would have said, actually, don't take that. We need pressure somewhere else. He'll double kill you. They don't know the result, but there were some mistakes made there. And Fallen Bandit, let's roll the reel. This guy was absolutely huge.
Yeah, he's, you know, at the very beginning of the game, there's a fight down the skirmish in the bot lane, and during that time, Fallen Bandit took a one-on-one in the top lane, able to flash in, dodged out on the W, actually, with that flash to stay in range of Shiro. And then the 2v1 outplay in the bot lane. Last game, Shiro and Blabber combined to kind of carry C9.
Yeah.
This time, they're the ones leading to their demise. It started to look okay, but they didn't have any way to cut through the healing, so even though they dropped him to a quarter HP, they've already front-loaded and used all their burst, and from there, Fallen Bandit able to sustain through. The 2v1 sets up the Baron for his team. Woo. Monster performance for him.
Absolutely crazy. Coming in here, it was the meme. Oh, C9 will never go down. They're using the 3 LCS players. Well, it's actually real that CLG kind of just took that game to Cloud9, continuously putting pressure on, grabbing Rift Heralds for fights that C9 wanted to take on the other side of the map, and then pushing forward every time they thought they had an advantage, and they pressed.
Yeah, and it started, you know, from minute 3.5. Can't forget the invade by onto Blabber where they got that kill. He was a little slow on
from Wiggly to start things off. Says, that's my spot, man.
Yeah.
I have this one now, but I'll show you what that one used to be.
Yeah, probably pretty happy with the move now. And then also the bot lane got that kill down there. A great E by Phil on the pike to stop Smoothie. So, like, this was a whole team effort from basically minute 3.5.
That's a huge point, I think, because as we said multiple times, Counterlogic Gaming coming in was a team that kind of starts off slower. They find a slump somewhere, and here this is going to be great confidence for them to be just kind of catapulting, especially with the new jungler in there. It definitely seemed to have a lot of confidence behind Wiggly to start things off.
Yeah, and it's actually the kind of thing when you start thinking about how these orgs work with their academy leagues. Like, you know, is this a CLG team which has always seemed pretty integrated between the main roster and the academy roster? You know, this might reflect well for the actual main roster CLG if you see these good performances from their academy team, a good understanding of the meta. Hopefully that means that the main roster is ready to go as well.
So looking at the game yesterday, I kind of thought CLG might have put themselves in a rut here, saying, yeah, we'll take the brand away from Sneaky. But I feel like that's maybe what Cloud9 has been playing, is these off compositions that we've been seeing, and going back to the standard is actually what hurt them.
Yeah, I think it was the kind of thing where who knows how much is up their sleeve. They showed the brand yesterday. CLG are like, all right, we'll take the one thing you've shown us. Yeah. What else do you have? And you know, I didn't hate their comp or anything. I think Ezreal's totally fine in the meta, despite the fact he's gone 0-2 today. I still think he, you know, as a marksman, he's fine. But if you give up 2 kills in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game, you know, it's going to be a hard game for you.
And to look at what happened for CLG yesterday, as we say again, Mundo for Fallen, he's feeling good. 2 in a row. He hasn't shown too much, and he's just able to play a beast on that champion. Lucian for Otto and Leona for Phil. So they did go back to pretty standard yesterday, feeling like today could be that off chance we play that brand the other team has.
Yeah, it was funny. They were the first game of the day yesterday on, you know, how the teams were doing their broadcast. All of us in the office got together, sat down to watch it.
Ready.
We were so ready. And then it was like this mostly standard comp. The weirdest thing was, I guess, a Renekton in the mid lane.
Yes, a Renekton
you know,
lane.
So that
Tuesday, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
Okay, so it wasn't standard. Good call.
It was pretty standard.
I skipped over Tuesday.
In the meta, it was as close to standard as you can get. So it was cool to see this time around a little bit more experimentation out of them, showing that they can play marksman down there with that Lucian Leona last time, or this with the Pike and Bran working out for him.
So coming in, this is just kind of an opinion question. What are you kind of liking to see more? Do you like the variety, or do you like seeing a standard kind of thwart the variety that we're seeing?
I like a healthy mix of both. I think it's the kind of thing where I love the fact that there are competing strategies and not all of them are right, and you can play what works best. You know, so for Jackie Love in the LPL, he played 2 or 3 games of Lucian in a series because he's Jackie Love. Like, well, you don't want to see him on Mordekaiser, and they won. And I think that's really cool. And it's the kind of thing where you look at what SKT did, and they put Faker on Taric, and it's like, well, maybe that's the meta for another team, but that's probably not your meta. And I think right now, more than any other time, your team can find your meta.
Absolutely. Well, we'll have to see. To hear more about that victory, I'd like to welcome Wiggly to the broadcast via Skype. Wiggly, congrats on the 2nd win coming into the summer, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. It feels really good.
It's got to feel good going into the jungle, being able to get that counter first kill. Like, what were you thinking? Did you know you wanted to do that, starting things off?
No, I was actually kind of confused at his jungle pathing, and then I hit the plant, and he still kind of walked into me, so I just kind of took the free kill, I guess.
That's what we wondered as well.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the flash before the fear, and just like, all right, take that kill. How did you feel playing after that point? Because then you went down bot lane, you helped your team get a kill. Did you kind of have like, I'm ahead of the Nocturne now, it's on me to continue to push this pace?
Yeah, he just took control of top side, so we knew we had a window to make a bot play, and we had mid shove, so we just took that window and we 4-man bottom, so it was pretty free. We were pretty confident in it, I'd say.
Awesome. Everybody looked confident. Anybody going in, everybody was behind each other. What's it feel like integrating with CLG now, being on a new team and kind of starting over again with these guys?
Honestly, it felt really good. Like everyone was getting really into the game. Like Otto was just flashing in with Brand, like saying, "I got this guy." He missed it like the first 2 or 3 times, but the third time he got him, and everyone was just super hyped. So it was really fun to play against my old teammates. So.
Speaking of your old teammates, what's your opinion kind of on what's going on with the C9 Academy roster situation? Were you happy to play against the LCS guys? Would you have preferred to play more against your old team? Like, what's your take on all this?
I mean, I was happy to play against whoever. I'm happy that my old teammates get a chance to prove themselves in LCS. I think a lot of people might be, counting them out right away, but I think that they actually improved really fast, and as a team, we are actually looking really good last split. So I'm pretty excited to see how they do in LCS. So yeah.
Sorry for the giggling. Your teammate was trolling you a little bit in the background.
Oh, okay.
I think Auto pops.
I'm sure they would do that.
Yes. So you mentioned the team comms, everyone getting pretty hypey. What about that kind of 2v1 outplay by Fallen Bandit? Did you know what was happening down there? Or was he like quiet and focused on the play and like not communicating?
That's great.
Actually, I said Nocturne's looking for you bottom. He said, no, I'm pretty sure I can 1v2. And about 10 seconds later, it was Paranoia and then a double kill. So at that point, I knew the game was kind of over.
That's amazing that you guys kind of had it all planned out. Well, it was a fantastic game. 2-0 now, guys, from TSM and your victory here over Cloud9. And best of luck moving on in the summer split.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So we've got a break coming up next, but stick around because in just a few minutes, we will be back with Golden Guardians versus 100 Thieves Academy. Don't touch that browser.
Nice.
There's Wiggly. Red buff, blue buff on. Good bite. Waits for the shield to go off. One last hit. Whoa, he's actually going to be able to take him down right away. I thought he was getting out. Little damage. Oh, the stun came through as he went to headbutt. Oh, how unfortunate for Smoothie and awesome for CLG. Or you inject yourself as Blabber. Nocturne goes in. It looks like Tuesday's going to be able to keep himself alive as Blabber went down immediately. What a shove by Tuesday. Now the front end damage is gone. He's going to be able to kill one. Shiro's now looking good. His ult's going to wear off though, and Shiro's got to be careful. Holy crap, a 2v1 from Fallen Bandit. The timer is on. Smoothie could be going down now. That's the double kill coming in for CLG, and they're looking for a third.